Well, you want to know a little bit about my topic of today, that was or is music and mind. And the interesting point is that many people who enjoy music have no idea what the music is acting and influencing our mind. And when you look at the mind, our mind, and you think back to music, you will realize that it's very usual that you remember songs or special issues from concerts, piano, orchestral music, voices, that gives you a shower of pleasure. And you can say, well, it's absolutely sure that music keys our brain, our mind. And the emotional effect may be the clue why music came into our humanistic life. Music has not been documented before 50,000 years back. That's quite a long time. But thinking that the human being in the upright position and gathering together and having families dated back to 2 million years before present, music came relatively late. And we have instruments like the flute. It's the oldest instrument that has been discovered. This is 60,000 years before present. And I was able to get a disc and to demonstrate the music with this old flute. It's lovely, beautiful, although we never know how the old instruments really work and what was the pitch. And the pitch is the most important in music, combined with a language that motivated and gave the people pleasure. And we know exactly, and that's also from Brescia and the Etruscan life and the grave fields, the burial fields, that music played a major role in the ancient time in Europe, as well as in Mesopotamia, where the modern men came from Africa. And this was the lyre, played like Orpheus had a lyre to sing, and it was the drum, and of course the flute, until today. And taking all these things together is very easy when you can think about why they had the music. And the beginning of the music was to attract animals, to hunt animals, and to imitate birds, for instance. So the brain was shaped in communicating by music, by melody, and music is based on rhythm. And when you play music, everybody, you can look into the out of the window or into a room or in the concert, starts moving. So when this is in our brain, it was time to look what happens in our brain. And we know that musicians who exercise as professionals music, when starting in early years, 3 or 4 years, their brain is shaped in a different way than the normal brain of non-musicians. And this gives us the confirmation that the brain reacts to pleasure of music by increasing the pathways for better connections. And the connections are for the sensory motor, which means from hand and arm and our body language, to the eyes, where we realized the notation of music or looking at others, and to hear what the music gives us as a pleasure. And these circuits goes in the brain from both sides, from the left side to the right side and down to the body and come up from the body. And I showed that with a wonderful dancing in tango. You know tango, the Argentinian tango? It's a real pleasure to see the man and the wife acting on the base of the music. And nowadays, and that's what I wanted to highlight here, is we know exactly what happens when we enjoy music. It's the same as we enjoy when we have sex, or when we get a lot of money, or when we are very successful in our business. It's the neurotransmitter dopamine, and dopamine is stored and we get it free in the very certain region of our brain. It's the striatum. Striatum is an old part of our brain, and when we are only thinking about pleasurable things, then dopamine starts to give us wonderful emotions. And as I said yesterday, and I would like to transfer that also to you, I wish you a shower of dopamine for the rest of the day when you have seen this movie, to enjoy your life, and maybe you have the right music and you can dance, or you can sing, or you can just listening to somewhat and then share your pleasure with others. Thank you very much.